The rain fell hard on the broken streets of Seoul. Daeho stood in the shadows of what used to be a shopping district. Now it was just ruins and dust. 3 years had passed since the aliens came. 3 years since Earth's leaders bent their knees and gave up without a real fight. He pulled his coat tighter and watched the alien patrol walk by. They moved in groups of 4, their blue armor glowing softly in the dark. These were the Vren, one of 12 species that made up the Galactic Coalition. They told humanity it was for protection. They lied. "They're changing shifts in 10 minutes, Hana whispered beside him. She held a small device that showed heat signatures. Her fingers moved quickly across the screen. "The next patrol won't come for another 20 minutes. That's our window." Daeho nodded. Hana was the best engineer he knew. Before the invasion, she worked for a tech company. Now she spent her days hacking alien systems and building weapons from scraps. She was 28 but looked older. Everyone looked older these days. They moved through the alley toward the old subway entrance. The resistance used the tunnels to move around the city. The aliens knew about some tunnels, but not all of them. Not yet. Inside the tunnel, lights flickered. A small group waited for them. Tae-sung sat on a broken bench, his gray hair messy. He used to be a diplomat. He was one of the few who argued against surrender. Nobody listened to him then. They should have. "Did you get it?" Tae-sung asked. Hana pulled out a data chip from her pocket. Everything from the last 3 supply runs. Ships, weapons, troop movements. But there's something else. She plugged the chip into her laptop. The screen showed lines of alien text. Hana had learned to read 4 alien languages in the past year. She was brilliant like that. "They're bringing something big to the orbital station," she said. "Heavy weapons. Enough to level entire cities." Daeho felt his jaw tighten. When? 5 days. A young woman stepped forward. Ji-woo carried a medical bag everywhere she went. She was only 23 but had seen more death than most soldiers. Her hands never shook when she worked. Daeho respected that. "We can't let those weapons reach the ground," Ji-woo said quietly. "I've treated too many people hurt by what they already have." Tae-sung stood slowly. His knees cracked. "Before we plan anything, you need to hear something. I spoke with my old contacts. People who still work in the government buildings. Even if the government means nothing now." Everyone turned to him. "The coalition didn't come here for our resources." Tae-sung continued. "Earth has nothing they need. They came because they're afraid of us." Daeho almost laughed. "Afraid? They crushed us in 3 weeks. No, they crushed our governments. They never fought our people. Not really." Tae-sung's eyes were serious. "Think about it. They arrived with overwhelming force. They demanded surrender before firing a single shot at a civilian target. When some military units fought back, the aliens retreated and bombed only military bases. They avoided casualties." "That doesn't sound like fear," Hana said. "It sounds like someone trying to break a threat before it becomes dangerous." Tae-sung pulled out a folder. It was old paper, not digital. Harder to track. "I found records, classified files from before the invasion. 20 years ago, humans sent out deep space probes. Some of them reached alien territory. Do you know what the coalition saw when they studied us?" Silence filled the tunnel. "They saw our history, all our wars. How quickly we develop weapons. How we never stop fighting even when we should. How we adapt to anything." Tae-sung's voice dropped lower. "They saw the most dangerous species they'd ever encountered. So they decided to cage us before we could reach the stars." Daeho felt something cold in his chest. Not fear. Anger. "There's more," Hana said suddenly. She was staring at her laptop screen. "I just broke another encryption layer. There's a message here. It's not from the coalition." "Then who?" Ji-woo asked. "I don't know. But they sent it to multiple resistance cells. Look." The screen showed text in perfect Korean. You are correct to resist. The coalition fears your potential. They were right to fear. Coordinates attached. Use them wisely. You are not alone. Below the message was a string of numbers and letters. It's a location, Daeho said. Could be a trap. Could be help, Hana replied. Taesung looked at the message for a long moment. Whoever sent this knows about us. About the resistance. If it's a trap, we're already compromised. If it's real help, we can't ignore it. Daeho made a decision. That's what leaders did. They made hard choices and lived with them. Hana, verify those coordinates. Find out what's there. Taesung, keep digging through your contacts. If the coalition is afraid of us, I want to know why. Specifically, what about the weapons shipment? Jiwoo asked. We're going to stop it, Daeho said. But we need more people. We need other cells to work with us. Hana looked up. The soul cells don't trust each other. Everyone thinks someone else has been infiltrated. Then we prove we haven't, Daeho said. We hit the orbital station, and we show every resistance fighter on this planet that we can hurt them, that we can win. The group sat in silence. They all knew what he was really saying. The mission would be dangerous. Some of them might die. But doing nothing meant watching Earth slowly break under alien control. 5 days, Taesung said finally. We have 5 days to plan an assault on an orbital military station with whatever scraps we can find. Daeho smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. Then, we better get to work. Outside, the rain kept falling. The alien patrols kept marching. The city stayed broken and dark. But in the tunnels beneath Seoul, something was changing. A spark was catching fire. The aliens thought they had conquered Earth. They were about to learn they had only made humanity angry. And angry humans were the most dangerous thing in the galaxy. The coordinates led to an abandoned warehouse near the Han River. Daeho brought only Hana and 2 other fighters. If it was a trap, no point in losing everyone. They found an old man waiting inside. He sat on a metal chair, his hands folded calmly. White hair, glasses, worn clothes. He looked like someone's grandfather. My name is Sung Min, he said. I was a scientist. Before everything ended, Daeho kept his gun ready. You sent the message? No. But I know who did. Sung Min stood slowly. I worked on classified projects, military research. We were developing something called quantum fold technology, a way to travel between stars instantly. Hana's eyes went wide. That's theoretical. Nobody has that. We were close. Very close. Sung Min walked to a covered table. He pulled off the cloth, revealing old computer equipment and papers. Then, strange things started happening. Equipment failures. Missing data. Scientists getting sick. We thought it was bad luck. It wasn't. The aliens, Daeho said. They had people here already. Sleeper agents, human-looking species, or technologies that made them appear human. They sabotaged us for years before the invasion. Sung Min picked up a photo. It showed a laboratory. People in white coats. Machines. We could have fought back. We could have reached the stars. They made sure we couldn't. One of Daeho's fighters, a young man named Kwan, spoke up. Why are you telling us this now? Because I rebuilt some of it. Sung Min's eyes glinted behind his glasses. Not all, but enough. Enough to make weapons they won't expect. Enough to maybe surprise them. Hana moved to the table, her fingers traced over the papers. This is brilliant. If this works, we could disrupt their shields, maybe even their communications. It works, Sung Min said. I tested it. Small scale. But I need resources. Materials. I need the resistance. Daeho lowered his gun. What do you need? Over the next 2 days, things moved fast. Sung Min joined them in the tunnels. He worked day and night with Hana, building something he called a pulse device. Dae-ho didn't understand all the details. He just needed to know if it would help kill aliens. Taesung brought news. I made contact with other cells. Busan. Incheon. Even some groups in Japan and China. Everyone is watching to see what we do. No pressure, Dae-ho muttered. There's something else. Taesung handed him a datapad. Remember how I said the coalition was afraid of us? I found out why. Specifically, the pad showed alien reports. Hana had translated them. Dae-ho read slowly. Subject species shows unprecedented adaptability. In 3 weeks of limited conflict, human forces reverse-engineered 17 different technologies. Combat effectiveness increased by 300%. Psychological profiles indicate refusal to accept defeat, even in hopeless situations. Recommendation: immediate subjugation before technological parity is reached. Another report. Human learning curve for alien weapons exceeds all known species by factor of 12. Captured human soldiers display problem-solving abilities that bypass standard security measures. Note: 3 humans escaped detention using only materials found in their cells. 1 human pilot flew captured fighter craft after observing controls for 6 hours. Dae-ho looked up. They're afraid because we learn fast? They're afraid because we never stop learning, never stop adapting, never stop fighting. Taesung smiled. Every other species they conquered accepted it eventually. They know humans won't. Ji-woo entered the tunnel. She looked shaken. I have something. It's bad. Or maybe good. I can't tell. She had been treating an alien who defected. A small creature from a species called the Remnari. They were philosophers and scientists in the coalition. This one wanted out. He told me something about their biology, Ji-woo said. The coalition species. They've lived in sterile environments for thousands of years. Their immune systems are weak. Earth's bacteria and viruses could hurt them badly. Could we weaponize it? Kwon asked. Maybe. But that's not the important part. Ji-woo pulled up medical scans. They know this. It's why they wear sealed suits all the time. It's why they avoid direct contact with humans. They're terrified of getting sick. Dae-ho saw the opportunity immediately. It's a weakness. Something we can exploit. There's more, Ji-woo continued. The Remnari. He says there are others like him. Aliens who don't agree with the occupation. They can't help openly, but they feed information to resistance groups across Earth. So we do have alien allies, Hana said. A few. Maybe enough to matter. That night, a new person arrived. Youngmi was a smuggler. She moved between human and alien zones. Trading goods, bribing guards, learning secrets. She was thin, quick, and fearless. I heard you're planning something stupid, Youngmi said to Dae-ho. Good. I like stupid plans. What do you know about the orbital station? Dae-ho asked. Everything. Youngmi pulled out a tablet. Guard rotations. Patrol routes. Weak points. I've been mapping it for months. Been waiting for someone crazy enough to try something. She showed them blueprints. The station hung in orbit like a metal spider. 5 docking bays. 20 weapon platforms. 1 central command center. The weapons shipment arrives in 3 days, Youngmi said. They'll dock at Bay 4. Security will be heavy outside. But inside the bay, just standard protocols. They're arrogant. They think we can't touch them up there. Can we? Kwon asked. If we can get a ship, Hana said. If we can hack their identification systems. If we can fight through whatever security is there. If we can escape after. Then yes. Too many ifs. One of the fighters said. It's all we have, Dae-ho replied. Sung-min looked up from his work. Give me 1 more day. My device will be ready. It should disrupt their shields long enough for you to strike. Taesung gathered everyone. The other resistance cells are ready. When you hit the station, they'll attack alien positions in their cities. Synchronized. All at once. We show them this isn't just Seoul. This is everywhere. Daeho felt the weight of it. This would change everything. If they failed, the coalition would crack down harder. More executions. More suffering. But if they succeeded, they would prove something important. They would prove Earth could fight back. Over the next hours, plans came together. Youngmi would get them alien uniforms and fake IDs. Hana would handle the hacking. Sungmin would provide the pulse device. Ji-woo would come along to treat injuries. They needed a pilot. I know someone, Youngmi said. Used to work for aerospace companies. He's been hiding, but he'll help. His name is Hyun-woo. They found Hyun-woo in an underground shelter. He was 35, quiet, with steady hands. When they explained the plan, he just nodded. I've been waiting for this, Hyun-woo said. The pieces were falling into place. Daeho looked at his team. Hana with her computers. Sung-min with his brilliant mind. Ji-woo with her steady courage. Young-mi with her knowledge. Hyun-woo with his skills. Tae-sung with his wisdom. Kwon and the other fighters with their determination. This was humanity. Broken, but not beaten. Outgunned, but not outthought. 2 days, Daeho said. We hit them in 2 days. Everyone get ready. Check your gear. Rest if you can. And remember why we're doing this. For Earth, Ji-woo said quietly. For Earth, the others repeated. Outside, the aliens controlled the cities. They controlled the skies. They controlled everything visible. But down in the tunnels, in the shadows, in the secret places, humanity was preparing. The prey was becoming the hunter, and the galaxy was about to learn a hard lesson. The stolen alien shuttle lifted off at midnight. Hyun-woo's hands moved across controls he had studied for only 3 days. The craft responded smoothly. Too smoothly. Alien technology always felt wrong, like using someone else's tools. Identification codes uploading now, Hana said from the co-pilot seat. Her fingers flew across a tablet connected to the ship's systems. They're accepting it. We're cleared for docking. Daeho sat in the back with 6 fighters. They wore stolen alien armor that barely fit. It smelled strange. Everything about the aliens smelled strange. Ji-woo checked medical supplies. Sung-min held his pulse device like it was made of glass. It might as well be. Everything depended on it working. Approaching the station, Hyun-woo said calmly. I see 20 guard ships. We're just another supply run to them. The orbital station grew larger through the window. It looked even more massive up close. Weapons bristled from every surface. One wrong move, and they would be dead before they could blink. Youngmi had stayed on the ground. She was coordinating with other resistance cells. When the pulse went off, everyone would attack at once. The timing had to be perfect. Docking Bay 4, Hana said. I'm reading high security but nothing unusual. The weapon shipment is already there. The shuttle settled into the docking clamps. The bay doors sealed behind them. Daeho's heart pounded. No, going back now. They stepped out wearing helmets that hid their faces. 2 real alien guards stood by the bay entrance. Vren, the blue-armored ones. They barely glanced at the shuttle. Routine inspection, Daeho said through the helmet's translator. The device made his voice sound alien. Probably. 1 guard waved them through. Cargo hold 3. Be quick. Command wants everything loaded in 2 hours. They walked deeper into the station. The corridors were too tall. Made for species bigger than humans. Daeho felt small and exposed. Hana checked her tablet. The central power hub is 3 levels down. We plant Sung-min's device there. It will knock out shields and communications for maybe 10 minutes. 10 minutes to destroy the weapons and escape, Daeho muttered. Easy. They reached a maintenance shaft. Quan and another fighter stayed to guard it. The rest climbed down. The shaft was tight, even with alien armor. Ji-Woo slipped once, but caught herself. The power hub hummed with energy. Massive conduits carried power throughout the station. Sung-min moved to the main coupling. He pulled out his device and connected wires. "This will take 5 minutes," he whispered. 5 minutes felt like forever. Dae-ho watched the corridor. Footsteps echoed somewhere. Voices in alien languages. Normal station activity. Nobody suspected anything. "Done," Sung-min said finally. "When I activate it, you'll have your 10 minutes. Maybe less if they have backup systems I don't know about." "Do it," Dae-ho ordered. Sung-min pressed the button. Every light flickered. Then, the humming stopped. Silence filled the station. Emergency lights kicked in, painting everything red. Alarms started blaring. "Go!" Dae-ho shouted. They ran back through the corridors. The helmet translators were dead. Communications were down. All around them, aliens scrambled in confusion. The resistance fighters moved fast, heading toward the cargo hold. They reached it. The weapons shipment sat in sealed containers. Big enough to level cities. Enough firepower to crush any remaining resistance. "Plant the charges," Dae-ho ordered. Hana pulled out explosives. Not fancy. Just simple bombs made from whatever they could find. But bombs were bombs. They worked the same, everywhere. Alien guards burst into the cargo hold. 5 of them. They saw the humans immediately. "Contact!" Quan yelled. The fight was brutal and quick. The alien weapons were stronger, but the humans were desperate. Dae-ho shot 2 guards. Ji-Woo dropped another with a shot to the leg joint in its armor. Quan and the others pushed forward. But one fighter, a young woman named Subin, took a blast to the chest. She went down hard. "Subin!" Ji-Woo screamed. "Keep moving." Dae-ho grabbed Ji-Woo's arm. "We can't stop." Hana finished planting the charges. 30 seconds. Run." They ran. Subin didn't get up. Dae-ho's chest felt tight, but he kept running, kept moving, had to reach the shuttle. More guards appeared. A firefight erupted in the corridors. The aliens had better aim, better weapons. But the humans fought like cornered animals. They reached the docking bay. Hyun-woo already had the shuttle powered up. "Get in! Now!" The team piled in. Dae-ho counted heads. 6 made it. Subin didn't. 2 others were wounded. Ji-Woo was already working on them. Her hands covered in blood. The shuttle lifted off just as the explosives detonated. The entire station shook. Fire bloomed in the cargo hold. Secondary explosions followed. The weapons were destroyed. "They're launching fighters," Hana yelled. "Shields are still down, but weapons are coming back online." Hyun-woo pushed the shuttle hard. They dove toward Earth, engines screaming. Alien fighters followed. Plasma bolts lit up the space around them. "I can't outrun them," Hyun-woo said. His calm was gone. This was pure survival. "You don't have to," Hana replied. "Look, on Earth's surface, explosions lit up the night. Resistance cells attacked everywhere. The aliens on the ground were under assault. The orbital station had to recall its fighters to help. The chase broke off. The shuttle entered Earth's atmosphere. Heat washed over the hull. Dae-ho finally let himself breathe. They landed in a field outside Seoul. The shuttle was smoking and damaged, but it held together. Everyone stumbled out. Ji-Woo's patients were stable. Barely. Tae-sung met them with vehicles. "It's happening. All over the world. Every cell is fighting." Dae-ho looked at the sky. He could see the orbital station. A bright point of light. Damaged. Hurt. Not destroyed, but wounded. They had drawn first blood. Young-mi arrived with news. "The aliens are going crazy. They're pulling forces from everywhere to lock down the cities. But there's too many of us." They can't cover everything. What are the casualties? Daeho asked. High. On both sides. Youngmi's face was grim. But we're winning some fights. Actually winning. Sungmin checked his device. The pulse worked better than I hoped. Their systems are still partially disrupted. They'll recover. But it bought us time. Ji-woo finished treating the wounded. She looked exhausted. Subin didn't make it. She knew the risks. They all did, Daeho said quietly. And more will die. But now everyone knows we can hurt them. A message came through on Hana's tablet. It was encrypted, but she cracked it quickly. Her eyes went wide. It's from the Remnari. The alien who helped us. She read aloud. The coalition is fracturing. 3 species question the occupation. Your attack has caused political chaos. Keep fighting. You are not alone. We need to keep the pressure on, Taesung said. One strike isn't enough. We need more. We need to find other leaders, Daeho added. Unite all the resistance cells. Make this bigger than just Seoul, Kwon spoke up. There are rumors about a cell in Busan, led by someone who knows military tactics. Someone good. Then we find them, Daeho decided. But first, they needed to rest. To mourn Subin. To treat the wounded. To prepare for what came next. The aliens would retaliate. Daeho knew that. They would hit hard. But now, humanity had shown teeth. Had shown that Earth would not go quietly into subjugation. As they drove back to the tunnels, Daeho looked at his team. Tired faces. Scared faces. But also, determined faces. These were the people who would free Earth. These were the people who refused to bow. The war had truly begun. And humanity was learning something important. When you have nothing left to lose, you become the most dangerous thing in the universe. The aliens were about to learn that lesson the hard way. The retaliation came 3 days later. The aliens didn't target military positions. They targeted civilians. Whole blocks of cities were leveled. Thousands died in hours. It was meant to break human spirit. It did the opposite. Daeho stood in what used to be a residential area in Seoul. Bodies lay everywhere. Buildings were rubble. The smell of burning filled the air. Ji-woo moved through the devastation, trying to save who she could. Most were already gone. They killed children, Kwon said. His voice shook with rage. They just murdered children. And they think this will make us quit, Daeho replied. They don't understand us at all. A woman approached. She was older, maybe 50, wearing expensive clothes now covered in dust. Behind her came 30 people, then more. Hundreds. They carried whatever weapons they could find. Kitchen knives, tools, pipes, anything. We want to fight, the woman said. Her name was So-hyun. This happened everywhere. The alien massacre had awakened something in humanity. People who hid before now came forward. The resistance swelled from thousands to millions in days. Taesung brought news from his network. A man named Kyung-soo contacted me. He used to run a corporation before the invasion. He has something important. They met Kyung-soo in an underground facility. He was thin, nervous, but his eyes were sharp. He took them to a massive hidden storage area. Inside were weapons. Human weapons. Tanks. Artillery. Aircraft. Stockpiles that should have been destroyed years ago. I hid them, Kyung-soo explained. Spent my fortune keeping them secret. I always knew we would need them someday. Daeho stared at the arsenal. This changes everything. There's more. Kyung-soo continued. I have contacts in other countries. Russia. America. Brazil. They all hid equipment too. We can coordinate. Hana was working on something else. She had been broadcasting messages across alien communication networks. Not just to Earth, but to the entire coalition. The truth about the occupation. The lies. The massacres. Everything. It's spreading, Hana said excitedly. Alien worlds are seeing what's really happening. Some don't care. But others do. The Remnari are openly protesting. 2 other species are calling for investigations. The coalition is fracturing, Taesung added. Our Remnari contact says the political situation is unstable. Some species want to withdraw from Earth. Then the bad news came. A massive alien warship appeared in orbit, a dreadnought-class vessel. It was twice the size of the station. Its commander was someone called High Arbiter Koreth. He sent one message to Earth: submit or be sterilized. You have 24 hours. Daeho gathered every resistance leader he could find. They met in the tunnels beneath Seoul. Faces from all over the world appeared on screens. This was the moment. Surrender or fight until extinction. If we surrender, they'll tighten the chains, Taesung said. Make sure we never rise again. If we fight, millions more die, someone from the European cell argued. Millions already died, So Hyun replied. She had joined the leadership. Her voice carried weight. My daughter died in the bombings. My husband. My grandchildren. If we stop now, they died for nothing. Youngmi spoke up. I've been gathering intelligence. The dreadnought is powerful, but it's alone. Korath wanted to make a statement by coming without a full fleet. It's a psychological move. Korath, can we hurt it? Daeho asked. Sungmin and Hana had been working together. Hana said, the dreadnought has better shields than the station. But if we hit it with everything at once, overload its defenses, we might punch through. The key word is might, Sungmin added. It's a huge gamble. Everything is a gamble, Daeho replied. What do we need? Every ship we can fly. Every weapon Kyungsoo has. Every fighter on Earth. Hana pulled up a tactical display. We coordinate attacks across multiple points. Ground forces hit their bases. Air forces engage their fighters. And we send everything we have at the dreadnought. It's suicide, someone said. No, a new voice interrupted. It's war. A man appeared on one of the screens. He looked like Daeho. Same eyes. Same jaw. It was Jinho, Daeho's brother. Daeho thought he died in the initial invasion. Jinho? Daeho whispered. Brother, Jinho smiled. I've been leading a cell in the south. We've been building an army in the underground tunnels. 30,000 fighters. We're ready. Daeho felt emotion well up, but pushed it down. Time for that later. Can you move north? We're already moving. We'll hit Busan's alien garrison in 12 hours. It will draw forces away from you. The plan came together. Massive. Coordinated. Desperate. 12 cities would rise up at once. Every resistance cell fighting together. Kyungsoo would deploy his hidden arsenal. Hyunwoo would lead an airstrike with modified civilian aircraft armed with Sungmin's weapons. And Daeho would lead a ground assault on the alien control center in the Himalayas. The place where the coalition coordinated everything on Earth. If they could take it, they could disrupt the entire occupation. We have 16 hours until Korath's deadline, Taesung said. Let's use every second. The next hours blurred together. Weapons were distributed. Fighters trained. Plans rehearsed. Ji-woo organized medical teams across the resistance network. So-hyun began broadcasting messages of defiance to the world. Her voice became a rallying cry. They think they can break us, So-hyun said into cameras that streamed across the globe. They think killing our children will make us kneel. They're wrong. We are human. We don't break. We break them. The message spread like fire. More people joined. The old, the young, people who had never fought before. They came with anger and grief and determination. Commander Vectis, an alien officer, contacted the resistance. He wanted to defect. I cannot be part of this anymore, he said through encrypted channels. The massacre was wrong. Korath is mad. I will help you. Vectis provided critical intelligence. Fleet positions. Shield frequencies. Weak points in the dreadnought's armor. It was a gift from the universe when they needed it most. As the deadline approached, Dae-ho stood with his team. Hana, Ji-woo, Sung-min, Young-mi, Hyun-woo, Kwan. They had become family. Some would die soon, maybe all of them, but they would die fighting. For Earth, Dae-ho said. For Earth, they replied. Across the planet, millions prepared. In Seoul, Busan, Tokyo, Beijing, Moscow, London, New York, Sao Paulo. Every city, every town, every hidden camp, humanity rose as one. The aliens had numbers. They had technology. They had power. But they were about to face something they didn't understand. The fury of a species that refused to be caged. When Korath's deadline expired, he ordered the dreadnought to fire on major cities. The weapons charged. But before they could fire, Earth struck first. Aircraft screamed up from hidden bases. Ground forces assaulted every alien position, simultaneously. Kyungsu's arsenal emerged from hiding. Tanks rolled, artillery fired. Humanity's full wrath was unleashed. The battle for Earth had begun. The largest battle in human history. The most desperate fight humanity had ever faced. And deep in the Himalayas, Dae-ho's team moved toward the control center. The hardest mission. The most important mission. Everything depended on them. Above, the dreadnought engaged human forces. Plasma fire lit up the sky. Ships burned and fell. People died by the thousands. But humanity kept fighting. Kept pushing forward. The aliens had awakened something terrible. The galaxy was about to learn what happened when you pushed humanity too far. The Himalayan facility was carved into the mountain itself. 3 miles of tunnels and chambers. The coalition's central nervous system for Earth. Taking it would be like cutting off the enemy's head. Dae-ho's team numbered 20. Jin-ho had sent 50 more fighters through the underground tunnels. They met at the mountain's base as explosions lit up the sky. The global battle raged everywhere. Humanity was bleeding but fighting. The entrance is guarded by 40 soldiers, Vectis said through their communications. The defector was helping from a remote location. But most forces were pulled to defend the cities. Your timing is good. Good is relative, Hana muttered. She was pale, but focused. Her equipment was ready to hack into the facility's systems. Tae-sung was with them. He insisted on coming despite his age. I watched Earth surrender, he said. I want to be there when we take it back. The assault began with Sung-min's pulse device, a larger version this time. When it activated, the facility's shields flickered and died. Alarms blared. Guards rushed out. The fight was immediate and brutal. Human weapons cracked. Alien weapons hummed and burned. People fell on both sides. Dae-ho fired until his rifle overheated. Switched to another. Kept firing. Jin-ho fought beside him. Brothers together for the first time in 3 years. They moved like they used to, knowing each other's movements, without words. Breach! Kwan shouted. The entrance was open. They pushed inside. The corridors were narrow here. Close quarters combat. The worst kind. Ji-woo stayed back, treating wounded fighters as they fell. Her hands never stopped moving, saving lives even as death surrounded her. Central control is 3 levels down. Hana checked her tablet while running. Heavy resistance between us and it. They hit checkpoints. Automated defenses. More guards. Young-mi threw explosives that blew holes in walls. They took shortcuts through the facility. Shortcuts that cost lives. A fighter named Wonshik died saving Dae-ho from a plasma blast. A young woman named Mi-young took a shot to the leg, but kept fighting. The price kept rising. They reached the 2nd level. Alien reinforcements poured in from side tunnels. The team was pinned down behind makeshift cover. Plasma fire scorched the air. Metal melted. The walls glowed with heat. "We're stuck," Jinho yelled. Taesung stood up. "No, we're not. Taesung, get down." Daeho reached for him but missed. The old diplomat walked into the open. He carried only a pistol. He fired at the aliens, drawing their attention. Every weapon turned toward him. "For Earth!" Taesung shouted. Then he pressed a button. The explosives he carried detonated. The blast killed him instantly. It also collapsed the tunnel the aliens were using. The enemy advance stopped. Daeho stared at where Taesung had been. Just smoke and rubble now. The man who tried to stop the surrender had given everything to end it. "Move!" Jinho grabbed Daeho's arm. "He gave us an opening. Use it!" They pushed forward. Down to the 3rd level. The central control room was ahead. But so was the room's commander. A massive alien in black armor. Species unknown. It held a weapon that hummed with power. The fight was desperate. The alien was fast and strong. It killed 2 fighters before Quan managed to shoot its weapon away. Then, it fought with claws and strength. Jinho tackled it. They rolled across the floor. "The door!" Hana was at the control room entrance. "I can open it, but I need time." Daeho and the others gave her time. They fought the alien commander. Jinho was hurt. Blood ran down his face. But he smiled. "Just like old times, brother. Just like old times," Daeho agreed. Together, they brought the alien down. It took 6 shots to stop it. When it finally fell, they were all exhausted. The door opened. Inside was the control room. Alien technology covered every surface. Displays showed the global battle. Earth was losing. Slowly but surely, the dreadnought was winning. "I can upload the virus here," Hana said. "It will spread through every coalition system. Everywhere. It will expose everything they've done. Every lie. Every crime. Every species they've conquered this way." "How long?" Daeho asked. 5 minutes for full upload. Then we hold for 5 minutes. Alarms screamed. More guards were coming. The team took positions. This was the last stand. Either the virus uploaded, or they died trying. The battle in the control room was chaos. Aliens poured in. The humans fought like demons. Quan fell. Wonshik's brother. Mi Young was hit again, but kept shooting. Ji Woo worked in the middle of gunfire, trying to save everyone she could. 2 minutes, Hannah shouted. An explosion rocked the facility. Part of the ceiling collapsed. Jinho was caught in the rubble. Daeho pulled him out. His brother was badly hurt. "Keep going," Jinho coughed blood. "Don't stop for me. We're leaving together," Daeho insisted. 1 minute. Hana's voice was strained. High Arbiter Korath's voice boomed through the speakers. "Foolish humans. You have already lost. My dreadnought will burn your planet to ash." "Your dreadnought is about to have problems," Hana replied. The virus spread instantly. Every coalition system across the galaxy received it simultaneously. The truth about Earth's occupation. The sabotage. The fear. The lies about 17 other conquered species. Everything. Displays in the control room showed alien worlds erupting in chaos. Protests. Revolts. The coalition was fracturing in real time. Korath's voice changed, became uncertain. "What have you done?" "We told the truth," Daeho replied. "Something you should have tried." The facility began to collapse, structural damage from the fighting. They had to evacuate. Ji Woo helped Jinho walk. Daeho supported Mi Young. The survivors moved as fast as they could. Vectis's voice came through. "The dreadnought is pulling back. Korath is recalling all forces. Multiple coalition species are demanding immediate withdrawal from Earth." They reached the surface as the facility imploded behind them. The mountain shook. Dust and smoke filled the air. But they were alive. Some of them. Across Earth, the alien forces retreated. Not everywhere. Not all at once. But the withdrawal had begun. The coalition was too busy with internal rebellion to maintain the occupation. Hyunwoo contacted them. The orbital station is evacuating. The dreadnought just jumped out of the system. We won. We actually won. Dae-ho looked at his team. Half were dead. The rest were wounded. The cost had been terrible. But they had done it. Earth was free. 6 months passed. The aliens were gone. 3 species formally apologized and sent aid to help rebuild. The Remnari became Earth's first true alien allies. They helped humanity understand the technology left behind. Sung-min and a recovered Mi-young completed the quantum fold technology. Humanity could now travel between stars instantly. The very thing the coalition feared. So-hyun became Earth's voice to the galaxy. Her broadcasts during the war had made her famous. Now, she spoke for a united humanity. Dae-ho stood with the survivors in what used to be Seoul. The city was rebuilding. Slowly. Ji-woo worked at a hospital now, training others. Youngmi was still smuggling, but now she moved between Earth and alien worlds. Kwan's brother had survived and joined Earth's new defense force. Jin-ho had recovered. He stood beside Dae-ho, looking at the sky. Ships leave tomorrow, Jin-ho said. First human vessels to travel beyond the solar system, under our own power. Where will they go? Dae-ho asked. Coalition space. To meet with the species that rose up after our rebellion. To form something new. An alliance based on freedom, not fear. Hana joined them. She looked tired but satisfied. The virus keeps spreading. 2 more conquered species declared independence this week. What we did here. It started something bigger. A revolution, Ji-woo added. She had walked up quietly. Earth didn't just free itself. It freed others. They stood together in silence. Around them, people worked to rebuild. Children played in the streets. Life continued. Damaged, but hopeful. Korath had sworn Earth made an enemy of the galaxy. He was wrong. Earth made allies. Species tired of being afraid. Tired of being controlled. The coalition was dying. Something better was being born. What will you do now? Ji-woo asked Dae-ho. He thought about it. About Tae-sung's sacrifice. About Su-bin. And Won Shik. And all the others who died. About the millions who suffered. About the cost of freedom. I'll make sure we remember. Dae-ho said finally. Remember what happened. Remember the price. And make sure we never let anyone cage us again. And if someone tries? Jin-ho asked with a slight smile. Dae-ho smiled back. Then we show them what humanity does best. We fight. We adapt. We never quit. Above them, the first human starship prepared to launch. It carried diplomats, scientists, and fighters. It carried hope. The ship bore Earth's new flag. A simple design. A planet breaking chains. The hunted had become hunters. The conquered had become liberators. Humanity had earned its place among the stars. Not through submission. Not through peace. But through rebellion. The galaxy would never make the mistake of underestimating Earth again. And if they did, humanity would remind them. Again. And again. For as long as necessary. Because that's what humans did. They fought for freedom. They bled for it. They died for it. And when all species chose Earth's subjugation, they never expected Earth's rebellion. But they should have. They really should have.